Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm Steven Rogers.
I'm Andrew Chavone. Welcome, everyone. Hello. I apologize how pale I am, even though I've been getting sun for 5 straight days. I don't know what is going on. My body is rejecting all UV light. I'm an X-Man. My special power is to remain pale.
The albino.
Yeah. Enter the albino.
Yeah, your body just reflects sunlight because
It
as
do-
soon as you moved your curtain, you look normal.
oh, great. Yeah. So I think that's the key here is reduce the sunlight and then I look more tan.
Yeah, you're
That's my special power. The less light I get, the more I grow.
yeah, you're the your X-Man name is Solar Panel.
Enter the Tesla.
How are you, buddy?
I'm great. I had to move my car, alternate side parking in New York. So I was like, hey,
Right.
let me get two things in at once. So I put on my jogging shoes and, jogged 2 blocks to get there before the meter made. Multitasker here.
Did I
But
ever tell you? Oh,
what?
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll remember.
It's just because it's so hot, I am profusely sweating. It's like a heat wave right now on the East Coast and on the
Yeah.
West Coast in Portland.
Yeah, it's that's in Portland. I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin, and it's like 72. It's 72 degrees, and it's like
I visited the town next door, Peach Pound.
Have you ever been to Blueberry Ounces?
Blueberry Ounces. It's barely on the map. Thought that was just a stain. Okay. What were you saying about
Sorry,
Appleton?
but that was the funniest thing I've heard. I'm in Appleton, 72. It's like beautiful out. It's like
Oh wow. But that's a
compared
heat
to
wave for them.
true, but at home I was like dying, and I'm wearing jeans to all the shows, so
Yeah, me too.
it's like having an aquarium in my pant leg, and there's a little treasure chest, and and now here,
Scuba Steve, they call you.
especially in Peach Pound, but I I get here and it's like beautiful. It's like nice to walk around. It's wonderful. It's like a nice. I never thought you'd have a vacation from heat. I never thought I'd be excited to get away from something so hot.
You never hear about that. Yeah, you always hear about people going on vacation to get warm, from the winter months. But you never hear
Yeah,
about the people doing the opposite. But I guess where would you go? I guess to Appleton, yeah, or the North Pole or something. I don't know.
yeah,
Um,
or pineapple, other measure of weight.
okay, I think we're done with the fruit measurements. I think the rules of three apply for the fruit measurements.
I got excited. It was a great joke, and I
Now
was
it's been
trying
on
to
the
keep it
shelf a
alive.
little long. It's starting to
It's starting to mold.
mold. Some flies are around it. The um, so I went to Buffalo this weekend. Same thing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna escape the heat. Didn't pack any shorts, and then of course it's super hot up there, and everyone's like, why are you wearing jeans? I'm like, I don't know. I thought this was the North.
I'm a weirdo.
I'm a weirdo. I'm sweaty. Pay no attention to the sweaty man.
Yeah, and I've been flying, and apparently on the plane it's the same temperature as the North Pole. So
Yeah,
you
it's
like
super cold. Yeah.
it's so cold. I pack a pipeline jacket, and and I've got
What's that?
thermals,
What's a pipeline
like
jacket?
the ones with the fur around the hood.
Oh, that's a pipeline jacket. I never heard that. I always called them like
Yeah.
the 50 cent hoods because I think he made those popular when I was a kid.
Oh, that wasn't the price.
No, no, but that's what was in the pocket sometimes. Find 2 quarters.
Oh man. Yeah,
So
but it's nice here. You're sweating. You ran to the car. Did you make it?
I made it, yeah, and yeah, I'm like doing the math because I'm going out of town this weekend, and I get back Tuesday night, so I'm like, where can I park it where it's gonna be safe? And July 4th is Monday, so I can park it, and my options have opened up.
That's
July 4th, I
great.
can leave my car somewhere because there's no tickets.
July 4th is Sunday.
Yeah,
Uh
it's observed. Well, I gotta double check the calendar here, but I think it's
yeah.
observed on Monday. You know how they always say that in school, like it's Columbus Day Saturday, but observed.
Oh yeah. Everybody's walking around like, what's the deal with July 4th? They're
Yeah,
being observational.
it was really big in the 80s, everyone when they were observing the holidays. 4, what about 3?
You can't have 4 without 3. And you can't have 5 without 4.
They just
Uh
call it the date, but it should be what it is. The
we
Independence.
don't do,
I guess they do call it Independence Day.
we don't do it for anything else. We don't go Merry December 25th.
Yeah, happy 1/1.
I'm thankful it's one of the last Thursdays.
Yeah, that is weird. There is really no other holiday where you go happy date. You know, is there?
No,
There's
I
no
can't think of one.
You don't go happy. Trick or treat 10/31.
You're like, oh, I've got 8:45. Like they're saying the time to the people. It's not. It's Happy
What?
Valentine. Like trick or treat 10:31. Like that's the time it is when they're trick or treating. Trick or treat at night. I thought it was fine. I didn't expect.
I just didn't know the significance of 8:45. Or is that a Halloween time?
No, it's just a time of night.
Oh, okay. This was so specific. Pacific. I didn't
South
know
Pacific.
if that's what time as a kid you went trick or treating because
Yeah,
the sun
I
went
don't
down
know.
at that time or something.
Happy February 14th. Do you love me?
Yeah. Will you be my 214? So
I got 8:45.
8:45. Time to go trick or treating. That's when I make all my dinner reservations.
Yeah.
So
now,
okay,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Appleton. So you were in Chicago yesterday, right? But you just went there for
Yeah.
yourself or something? What's going on here?
No, I was in Chicago because that's where Brian was going to land, and
Oh, okay.
that's where the bus was to pick him up. So we stayed in Chicago for a night, and I went and did Zanies last night, and it was so fun. I
Zanies is a
can't.
great club.
Yeah,
But
I did the
there's
one.
multiple one. Which one did you do?
I did the one in Rosemount
Oh,
because here's a little shout out to a listener of the podcast, Ray, who's messaged us a couple times. He is in Chicago, I believe, and he messaged me because I reached out to the that Chicago page. Hey, I'm gonna be in Chicago for a night. If anybody has any spots, and he was like, you should hit up these things. And a bunch of people reached out with places to hit up. And I don't remember who got me this spot, but I did I had a spot in Zanies and I posted about it. And then Ray wrote to me, he's like, you must be at the one in Rosemont. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that one existed. And I had to Uber all set up to go to the one in downtown. I look up the one in Rosemont, 10-minute walk from my hotel.
That's crazy.
I would have been a half an hour away from my spot.
That's so funny.
If he didn't message me.
Right? Well, shout out to Ray. Thank you, Ray.
Yeah, thank you, Ray. Ray is Sunshine and 72 in Appleton. And So I did the spot. It was a lot of fun. I can't remember the last time because New York, you can't really hang out yet in some clubs. I can't remember the last time I was in the back of the room just watching a comedy show, waiting to go on, and it felt completely normal.
By back of the room, you mean behind the audience or like backstage?
Uh, Behind the audience, sitting against the back wall, with all the other comics, watching their sets, waiting to go on.
You haven't done that recently?
Well, New York, I'll do it if I'm on the show, but like even in New York, I feel weird doing it because they're pretty good about COVID. And then I haven't really done it at New York, in New York, really,
You're talking about the city or the comedy club?
in the city.
Oh yeah. No, they kind of relaxed about it. I do that.
Oh, okay.
I kind of get to see what the last two comics are doing and
Right.
how they're doing to judge how to go up. Because nothing's
Yeah.
worse than thinking like, oh, it's probably a good crowd, and you go up and they're horrible, and then you're thinking like, is it me or? But it's better to see the other two people, just so then you know, oh, it's definitely me. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the crowd. It's me because they love these other two guys. No, I'm joking. But the what was I saying? Oh, Chicago in general. When I went there a couple years ago, everyone there was super nice about stage time. Like I never met a city, or I never been in a city with such nicer people. And even the people that didn't get back to me got back to me the next day. They're like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I missed this." I'm like, I never.
Yeah.
In New York, people just ignore you, even though you see them every day. So
It's very frustrating. But
it's a
yeah,
different kind of environment there.
everyone in Chicago is great. The comics were all really funny, and they have like comedy fans. You know how our fans or our listeners come to our shows, and you can tell that they love comedy because they're just having more fun than everybody else.
Yeah.
There was people there, and they're like celebrities in Chicago. They're like, "Hey, Donna is here," and like they're talking about it in the green room, and they were all like, "Oh, I got to do new stuff."
Oh,
And like the comedy fans in Chicago are like celebrities. It was really cool. I met them and they were really nice.
do they come
It
by
was fun.
themselves?
They come in a group. They were like
Oh,
all friends
really?
with each other. Yeah, so they
Oh
were
my god.
this whole table. It looked like a America's Got Talent judge table because everybody's like, there they are.
The regulars.
They had a golden buzzer in front of them. Yeah, it was really cool.
Wow, that's awesome, man. So
Yeah, and
so it
I
felt good.
felt great. I ordered a deep dish pizza that arrived during our bonus last night.
Yeah, you were salivating the whole rest of the bonus. This thing
I
was sitting in
was
front of you.
My
How
tongue
was
turned
it?
into a slip
What
and
wa-
slide.
what was the review here for that?
Killer pizza. My God. But the whole day I was trying to walk it off. I felt like I had a whole pizza oven in my belly. It was so heavy.
Isn't the Rosemont? Isn't that at a Gino's pizzeria? Isn't it behind it like a pizza restaurant? The Zanies in Rosemont, or is that a different place?
If it is, I didn't notice it.
Okay, so there wasn't. You didn't go through a pizza place to get to the stage or anything.
No, no,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no.
okay,
So
never
that's
mind. That's a
probably the
different.
other one.
That's a different one, or maybe that's not even a Zanies. But I want to say a follow up. I had a show last night, a follow up kind of part two. Remember, it's kind of funny. So I in September, I think we did an episode toward the end of the month where I talked about how I had to. It was my first road show since COVID in
Mhm.
September, and I was nervous and I was chugging water the whole time. And then on the drive back, I had to pee really bad, and the tunnel to the city was closed right when I got there.
Right.
Well, I forget which one it was, the lower one. What's that one called?
I don't know.
Is it a Hudson Tunnel a thing?
Yes.
I can't believe I'm blanking on this. Is it the Hudson Tunnel? No, that doesn't sound right. There's the Lincoln Tunnel in the middle, and then there's the lower one.
Hudson Tunnel sounds right.
I don't think that is not the name of it. It crosses the Hudson. I don't know why they would call it the Hudson Tunnel when the Lincoln Tunnel also crosses it.
Lower Tunnel, Holland Tunnel.
Holland Tunnel, right?
I knew it was an H. That's why
Right,
I
me
was so.
too.
That's why I was being so aggressive. For me, that was
So
aggressive.
so last time, I had to pee so bad. I got the link at the Hudson, the Holland Tunnel was closed.
The Nickelback tunnel.
So I had to go like 45 minutes in addition to the trip. Right when I was at my breaking point of peeing,
Mhm.
we hit the tunnel was closed. Unbelievably, did a show in Jersey with the same comic. Happened again. I
Oh
had
my
reached the
god!
breaking point of having to pee. The lower tunnel was closed right when we got there. The Holland Tunnel. And if you listen to the last episode, or remember in September, I had to pee on the street,
Yes, in an
after I dropped
alleyway or
and
something.
I was like squirming the whole time and very angry because I had to pee so bad. And so luckily I didn't ruin the relationship with this comedian because she asked me to do it again. But I was like, I learned from my mistake, and I was like, the tunnel's closed. Okay, I gotta pee. And then I pulled into the gas station and
Oh,
peed right
great!
there. I peed in a proper bathroom. Didn't get have to risk being arrested.
But why don't you pee before you leave places?
This time the trip, I didn't have to pee before I had to leave. But the trip took forever. It was a long drive,
Okay, all right.
So I felt it coming on after we got off the Jersey Turnpike, and I was like, I think I can hold it. And then boom, tunnel closed.
And
And I
your
was
tunnel
like,
was about to open.
yeah. I'm like, yeah, talking about waterway. I was like, I can't hold it. And then she was
I
like, I got to go to the bathroom too.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Or I don't know.
Communication, powerful.
Maybe she's being nice. I don't know.
Yeah. I always say I have to go to the bathroom to be polite.
Oh, you have to go to the bathroom? Okay, I'll go too.
Yeah. I also have to go. Want you to feel comfortable.
But I overcame the anxiety of, telling somebody, hey, I have to pee, and then,
That's
maybe
great.
because I knew the consequences there.
Yeah, you know the other side.
Right. The other side isn't pleasant.
No. No, it's in an alleyway looking over your shoulder.
Right. And I had to do that during the height of the pandemic, 8 months ago. I don't think I could get away with that now. I think people are out and about now.
And it's more dangerous now.
It is very dangerous.
You're literally going to get caught with your pants down.
Oh yeah, that's a bad move.
Now, here's my question. There's no way, I might have asked this on the last one where you had this problem, but I know your process of when you have to pee and you're driving. Do you do any of that when you have another person, especially a woman in the car?
You're talking about loosening the belt?
You loosen the belt and open your pants.
I did not do that this time, but
Yeah.
last time I had to pee, I did that with her. I always said, "Hey, look over there," loosen the belt.
You put a blanket on your lap.
Look like FDR.
You got.
It was truly my darkest hour. So, all right, that was Churchill who said that. I'm
still killer.
Oh
man.
So, but it was my first indoor theater. I know you just did yours, right, in Florida, or did you do something before that?
I've done a couple of theaters, but I had my first non-distance theater recently.
Mine was indoors, packed. It was originally going to be outside in the parking lot of the theater, and then the day of, they were like, "We can't do this. It's a heat wave. Everyone's gonna die." So they moved it indoors, like at the last minute. It was amazing.
Wow.
But I don't think it was set up really well or something. There was because when I went on stage, I was like doing 5 minutes. I was in 5 minutes into my 20 something set, and I like look up and I see the producer of the show is like doing this, waving his hands toward his face. And I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, maybe, then he starts to properly gesture like he's directing a plane,
Right, right.
oh, he's probably telling me to move up. So then
That's what I'm thinking.
right. So I step up and immediately like all the lights are hitting me. Like before I was just apparently in the shadows.
Right, right,
And then
right.
I go, oh, this guy's telling me to move up. Was I in the shadows the whole time? Everyone's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I said, oh, great, because that's what that's that. I was getting ready to tell a scary story, so I'm gonna step back now and get back in the
That had to have
shadows.
killed.
It
That
killed,
had
yeah.
to have.
And then I riff on how bad the lighting was or whatever, and then I'm doing another joke, and this woman is kind of like the helper heckler. She's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you said it or something. So I go, after like the third time she says that, I go, we can all hear you. And, I know you're not used to being out, but this isn't, you're not in your living room. We all can hear what you're saying. And then somebody yells out, yeah, it's a small theater. And it kind of got weird because that person got angry.
Yeah, that's a weird.
The person was angry, I guess, annoyed that this person was yelling the whole time, but until I
Or
said
that it's a
something,
small theater.
or it's a small theater. And so it gets kind of weird because that person got angry all of a sudden. And I go, yeah, but apparently not small enough to have me lit 5 steps behind me. And that crushes. Applause break.
Oh
And
man.
I was like, God, this is awesome. And I had a tape all
Yeah.
set up. And I finished the set. The rest of the set went well and had other riffs. And I didn't record. Didn't it recorded the host bringing me up, and then it just stopped. I don't know what
No.
happened, but it's like a mistake like that makes you just be like, oh man, that sucked. But even though it was good,
Right, but you can't share it or anything.
you can't share it and you can't revisit it. It just exists in the ether forever, or it's gone forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, it sucks when it's like a killer thing like that because that clip would have destroyed.
I know. And then Emma, who I did the show with, was like, she got off stage and she's like, my thing didn't record. And I'm like, me neither. So, I think it might be like a solar flare in that venue or something. I don't know.
Maybe your the solar panel took it out.
Right. Yeah. In Appleton.
I was calling back to your X-Men powers.
Oh, right. I couldn't remember what that was about.
I could tell by how easily you dismissed it. Yeah. You're in Appleton.
I couldn't remember what we were talking about. All right. So that was my anxiety thing. Overcame the bathroom anxiety, but upset about the camera.
Of course.
I think I'm gonna start getting a camera that's not my phone. I think I'm gonna make the move. I know you use one that's a real
Yeah, I love it. But I'll tell you, here's an anxiety thing.
Lay it on me.
It's a camera anxiety. Here is it's just gonna solidify your opinion of me with technology.
All right.
So I've had this camera, killer camera, expensive camera.
The Sony Handycam?
No.
You have a different one?
I have a Panasonic 4K.
Okay.
And so it was filming my sets prior to the pandemic, and it was killer. It was really helpful, and it was good quality. Pandemic hits, but I'm starting to go on the road, and like a couple months into the pandemic, camera won't work. Camera somehow dies, and I'm like, what the hell? I plug it into my computer to charge it because I didn't have the wall outlet charger.
Yeah.
And I plug it in. It's the lights on, still no charge.
Okay.
Send it into Geek Squad. I'm like, can you guys look at this, figure it out? I've charged it, nothing. They send it away. They can't figure out what's wrong with it. They send it back. They're like, we're not even going to charge you for this. We can't figure it out. There's no.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, all right. I'm Googling it, nothing. And then I don't remember who I talked to, but they're like, well, you should just charge the battery separate from the camera.
I was thinking that too, because I don't think plugging it on the computer charges it.
Well, you're right. And all it was a dead battery.
Oh my god. Ooh, hold on. I gotta make a work call right now.
All
I'm
right, I'll
sorry.
pause it.
Let's do it.
Hey, we're back. Andrew, you want to explain what happened?
Yeah, I had a call I had to make where I thought it was at 1, but it was at 12. So I called a little bit late. I kind of realized that in the middle of this.
And
What?
you disappeared to do the call, but at one point you turned your camera back on and you had a dress shirt on.
Yeah, because this call was a video call and I could not do it in my t-shirt. And for the sake of consistency with the video, I took it off and plus it's 1,000 degrees. I couldn't believe you saw that. I turned it on.
Oh,
Like,
man.
wait, I'm wearing a different shirt.
It was like in Fight Club where if you blink, you'll miss it.
I can't believe you saw that because you were looking down when I turned it on.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh no.
Oh man, good thing it was that and not what they show in Fight Club. Anyways,
Oh god.
so my story is not going to be as well. Actually, for them, they just heard the whole story. But so the camera, all that needed to be done was charge the battery. So I ordered a battery charger, and then I'm filming, but there's this horrible glare on the screen. I'm like, oh, there's something internally damaged, and I'm looking up how to fix it and all that. And then I'm filming my sets at Church of Satire, and the one of the club guys goes, "You got to wipe that smudge off your lens."
Oh.
So
Big smudge.
it was just a smudge.
So did
So I
I ruin
immediately
your-
assumed it was stuff I couldn't fix, and it was no. I got to charge the battery and wipe the lens.
Yeah, that sounds like a Steven problem here. Or a 70-year-old man. I think you have the same tech issues.
How can I see you, but you're not behind the screen? Like an old man that doesn't know what FaceTime is.
Oh yeah, your whole set is just faced away from the stage. It's just the wall behind the stage, or the wall in the back of the room. I can't believe it's not filming. I'm just getting this wall. And somebody's like, "Yeah, you got to turn the camera around and point it at what you want to film."
Oh man, so
yeah,
funny.
the battery thing is something I've experienced before, where you think, "Oh, I plug it in the computer, it'll charge." Nope, it needs
Nope.
the wall outlet.
Needs a wall. Wall Jerry. Wally.
And then the smudge, maybe the Geek Squad did it. I can't believe the Geek Squad didn't figure out the battery thing.
I can't believe that either.
I think that'd be the first thing they would try to do.
That's the whole squad couldn't figure it out.
Maybe you got them on a bad day. You got you got the Chad instead of the Geek. This thing doesn't turn on.
The Chad Squad.
Chad Squad. You have a problem with your bench press?
Chad Squad's just a moving company.
It should be. Yeah, so we didn't post about topics. We didn't do anything. Forgot.
It's all right. Are you nervous about LA? Are you excited?
Well,
When do you
here's the-
leave?
I leave tonight. Plane leaves at 9. Plane leaves at 9. Land like 12 o'clock LA time. I'm really nervous about that. I don't know. And then plus, like, I was driving when I had to check in because it was such a late check-in that by the time I got home and checked in, only thing available, middle seat. I haven't had a middle seat in forever, so I'm not looking forward to that. And I think I don't know if I talked about this on the main episode or not, or maybe it was the bonus. But we have this Rush sketch. Me and my friends.
Oh yeah, that
we
was a
have-
bonus.
We have this sketch that I wrote out where we're going to be the members from Rush and do a tire commercial or something. That's the basis of the sketch. And so I ordered this Geddy Lee outfit, wig, the John Lennon kind of glasses.
Yeah.
I'm going to shave into a soul patch for the
Oh
character.
my God.
And then I also got like a baseball shirt. That's what he wears, like black sleeves, white base. So I'm
Right.
like, my I order it yesterday, 1 day shipping. It's when I checked out, it said, okay, it'll arrive on Friday. I sent my friend's LA address for that. I'm like, okay, great. It's gonna arrive on Friday. I'll be all set because we're filming on Saturday. Check out everything. Now it says delivery Saturday. I'm like, oh my God, it was supposed to be Friday. I would never have bought this if it was going to be Saturday. I paid for the 1 day shipping. And I look in the companies. I'm like, where are these companies located? China. They're just in the middle of China. The address is CN.
The
I'm like,
Geddy Lee costume capital of the world.
right. Yeah. And the big Rush fans there. Uh, so I'm, I like, I put in the time for China. I ordered this at like 10 a.m. yesterday. It's like midnight there. I'm like, oh man. So I'm like freaking out because we have this video guy all set up, and the other two people in the sketch are all set to do it. And I'm like freaking out because I'm like, the costume's not going to come. The costume's the whole thing. I don't know where they sell those little round sunglasses and a wig. I don't know where I'm going to be able to get that at any store. It's not Halloween. It's the middle of summer. And I'm like, it would take hours to find all that stuff if they'd exist, if a store exists that sells that stuff.
Right.
So I'm freaking out. And then I get a text from my friend that says he ordered a Neil Peart, like a
Oh,
Neil
the
Peart
skull cap like thing.
skull cap, Africa cap or whatever.
Yeah.
And he texted me, oh my God, I'm freaking out. My credit card got declined and I had to reorder it. Now it comes on Sunday.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh, thank God, because I'm not the only one now. And he's like, let's move it to Monday. And I'm like, I guess that works for me. The video guy can do Monday and the other guy can do Monday. And
Great.
and now it's on Monday and it wasn't my fault.
I already know that for Halloween you're gonna be Geddy Lee.
That'd be pretty cool.
I know you're gonna be Geddy Lee, so you don't have to get a different costume.
I don't think anyone's gonna know who that is. I don't know if I can do the soul patch another time, but
that's true.
But maybe I will.
I know it. I'm calling it right now.
I was actually thinking that when I checked out. I'm like, this is $50, but I could use it later.
I knew it. I knew it. So funny.
Yeah,
Man.
so I'm psyched. I'm psyched about that it's going to be Monday. Hopefully everything comes. Nothing more anxiety inducing than needing something delivered and it's not coming.
Right.
You're helpless. You can't. That's why I'm afraid of retail going away. You need the ability to go to a store and physically grab something because you don't know if your order is coming from, some place under the Iron Curtain. They can't ship it because there's a political crisis going on or whatever, and you need that Geddy Lee costume right away.
My future depends.
My future depends on this CCP allowing Amazon to be accessed.
On these little round sunglasses.
These aren't sunglasses.
Oh man, so funny.
Yeah. You're helpless because one time this happened to me where I ordered from China for a Christmas present, and I was like, "Where is it? Where is it?" And I emailed them. I'm like, "It doesn't say. There's no tracking." And I got an email back that said, it was broken English, and it was like, "This is not expensive enough to have tracking number. It will come." I'm like, I don't believe that at all. And it was like a little magnet that looked like the dog my sister had.
Yeah.
And sure enough, Christmas Day hasn't come yet. A year later, I'm cleaning out. I'm looking for something in my parents' closet. I see this little box, and it was the little magnet. I don't know where it came from. I don't know when it arrived.
And you gave it to her the next Christmas.
I gave it to her like her birthday.
And then all of this is you not buying a thing later and just reusing the thing that came late.
Absolutely. It's a slug trail of reused things.
You're like, hey, happy birthday, and they open it, and it's Christmas socks.
Yeah, it's a Santa hat. Happy birthday! Your head looked cold last birthday. I know it's a heat wave. Thanks.
Oh man. So we I oh no I did Church of Satire a couple weeks ago. I haven't been able to bring this up entirely because we've had guests the last 2 weeks.
Oh, that's right.
So I'll mention it now. I did Church of Satire, great comedy club, so fun, killer people. Um, and I know one guy who's definitely gonna be a listener because this happened on the second show. I'm doing my set and I do a callback or something, and this guy in the crowd goes, "Oh, nice," and I'm like, "Oh, you must be a comedy fan. You caught something," and he's like, "Yeah, great job," and I'm like, "Thanks." And
He
then
just
there was
yells
one,
that from his seat.
yeah, and then there's one joke I do where it didn't get a laugh, and I'm like, ah, man, maybe I'll get rid of that as a joke to get a laugh off the no laugh.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, no, it's smart. You got to keep that. That's a good one. And I'm like, oh man, you're like a real comedy fan. That's great. And I'm trying to like just be positive. And then I start interacting with this guy, and from the back of the room, I hear, "This is stressing me out."
The back of the room, like in the audience.
In the audience,
Some other guy.
some other guy just goes, "This is stressing me out."
In a whisper, like in a loud whisper.
The loudest whisper I've ever heard in my life, and the whole audience heard it, and it kills, and I'm dying. And I start doing crowd. I don't do crowd work with a guy because it's clear he has anxiety, and I don't want to put him on the spot.
The whisperer.
Yeah, but I go, man, how did I project my thoughts into the back of the room? And I'm like, and I'm joking like it's me. And I'll post I have a clip of it. I'll post the clip. But immediately after the show, I'm like waiting for the guy, and he comes up and he's like, "Hey, great set. That was so fun. I'm the stressed out guy." And I'm like, "Well, here you go." And I gave him a stress ball.
Wow.
And I'm like, "Check out this podcast is made for you." So hopefully he's listening.
I'd have been like, I'm also a ventriloquist. After my voice. That guy's just a puppet.
Oh man.
Did
And then
yeah.
oh good.
Did you do that Steven joke, the song from Alice Cooper? Because that kind of
I
sounds
might not
like
have
your
done it
act
that
out.
show, but that does sound like my act out. That's funny. I don't know if I got to it on that one. Oh, that would have been so great.
I've been a good
Yeah.
callback or something.
Yeah.
Because then he could
This
have
is
been like,
stressing me out.
Steven, this stresses me out.
Damn it. That's so funny. And then here's the thing with me headlining. I the past couple of times I've brought Peter Wong, who's a good friend, who always books where we stay.
Oh yeah.
He
You
booked
hinted at this possibly.
Yeah. He booked the Airbnb. Every Airbnb we've stayed at, the people are there.
Right. Well, those are the cheapest ones. The ones with no people are a little more money. And
I'm putting my foot down. No more people.
Well, that's
no
gonna be
more
more
people.
Money.
I'm fine with it.
Eat into the entertainment budget.
I mean, that's fine. We were
what you guys should do is just get a hotel room, $60, 2 beds.
That's what I'm thinking.
why the Airbnb with some weirdos? And
I don't know, but
it's probably you're saving like $10 probably, opposed to a double bed
right.
in the
It
Motel
stresses me
6.
out.
Yeah.
It
Did you did
stresses me out.
did you yeah. Did you ask him about it? Like, hey, why are you doing this?
I don't kn
Do you
I
like other
think
people? Is he like a
he's like, "Oh, it's part of an adventure." And I'm like, "The adventure is outside of where you sleep." You
Yeah, no one likes an adventure when they're very tired.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want the adventure to be like, "Oh man, isn't it great that some complete stranger is on the other side of this wall?"
Yeah, that I have to share a kitchen with somebody who I don't
Yeah.
know,
Like a
who owns the
hotel,
kitchen.
yes. A hotel, yes. Somebody's on the other side of the walls, but they don't have the key to where I'm sleeping.
Right. And they don't pay the rent for either for the building.
Right. They don't have the ability to make a secret door that I'm unaware of into this room.
They don't have the ability to drill 2 holes in a painting and stand on the other side.
Yeah, they don't. It's not like it's Norman Bates, you know?
It's more Norman Bates than a hotel. I feel like Norman Bates did hotels
Oh
dirty.
yeah.
I feel like
Airbnb is Norman Bates.
I mean, I'm never going to stay in a hotel just owned by some guy, which is
No.
basically the Airbnb that you share. I would never stay at a Bill's hotel, because I'm like, there's cameras in here.
Exactly.
I'm
If I
staying at the DoubleTree, West
Oh
Western,
yeah.
Red Roof, anything,
Courtyard.
anything with 2 words that isn't anybody's name.
Exactly.
I'm
If
in.
if I'm staying at a hotel that's got one guy, I'm like, "Oh, your mom lives here? Bring her out here out in the daylight. And I
Yeah.
want you to stand next to your mom."
If you have a hotel and on a hill there's a creepy old house, I'm like, I
Mhm.
don't think I'm gonna stay here. I need an adjective and a noun for the hotel. I need best Western. I guess that's another adjective.
Or
Double adjective there.
Peach Pound.
Yeah.
Uh,
Beach Pound Inn. You really
uh,
love the Beach Pound.
Peach Pound is so funny to me.
So
Oh
what's the
man.
solution here? So you guys are going up to Boston together, you told me. So are you guys
Yeah.
what's the room
I'm
gonna be like?
booking
You're
I'm
booking
booking
it.
a
Okay.
hotel. And
Boston's a
I'm
little
gonna
so you're not gonna stay at that woman's house that's a colonial house where
Oh, that's right.
on,
We
on
do we are staying there.
oh you are okay.
Yeah.
That is other people.
Well, she won't be there. But uh
Oh really? But those other
yeah.
people will. The guy who plays video games loud and the other person.
Yeah, so I guess it's the farewell tour of other people cuz next tour you're going to see this. You're going to see mints and plastic cups and plastic wrapping.
That's what I like. It's funny. So I was in Buffalo this past weekend and I saw somebody from Boston and I told them the story. They're like, "Where'd you stay?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but whatever it was cold." And they said, "Oh yeah, Boston apartments are really cold and drafty." And I said, "Yeah, my friend had to put a blanket over me like I was dying." And then I said, "It's too dusty. It's too dusty. Get this off of me. I'd rather freeze to death than get asthma."
I forgot about that. I did. I covered you like a dying cowboy.
And I told you to take it off immediately.
Oh man,
It's too dusty.
the dusty trail.
Get it off.
This is too dusty. It's stressing me out.
Yeah. It's stressing out my lungs. So I got one quick story about Buffalo. I just was saving it for this episode. We went to see her family. They're all farmers or whatever, like the main
Well,
base.
lay the groundwork because you didn't do it. You did it in the bonus.
Oh, okay. So Maddie and I booked this trip to LA, or she's already in LA. I booked the flight to see her. Like 2 weeks ago, she tells me that her grandmother passed away and the funeral's in Buffalo. So I'm like, all right. So I booked the flight to Buffalo. Find out the funeral's on Monday. So I talked about it in the bonus, but there's a big thing with me trying to move my flight from Tuesday to Monday and it didn't work. But um, the all of her family is based up there. There are a lot of like her grandmother was a dairy farmer that owned like all these acres of land and cows. She had 12 kids, so I guess that's farm life for you or something. So there's like 12 people that all look alike. They have kids, Maddie's cousins. They all look alike. And on the Monday after the funeral, we would be going to the different people's houses because they all live within like 5 blocks of each other, like 5 farm blocks or whatever. It seems like they all live close together. They all have their own farms or whatever.
Right.
So we're at this guy who has like heifer. He's on a heifer farm and he has like this big barn. And the people from Boston who grew up there are like, "Hey, you wanna go to the barn and throw some axes?" I'm like, "Huh? What?" They're like, "Yeah, we have this stall set up with targets, and you throw these axes." I'm like, "I've never thrown an axe in my life." They're like, "We'll show you." So this big group of cousins and uncles walk over,
Oh my God.
and they show me how to throw it. It's pretty easy. You just hold your thumbs up. Have you ever thrown an axe? It seems like Caitlin would be into that.
I got to tell you, Kate and I used to do it. Like that's our go-to date. We're
Oh,
like
really?
axe throwers. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you do two-handed or one-handed?
I do. Well, the places in New York, they make you do two-handed.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because these people had different styles, but I did the two-handed with the thumb up, and
Oh,
I
you're
was
telling
like,
me the people with a barn in the middle of nowhere have a different style?
yeah, some were doing underhanded. I was like, oh my God, I was like trick shots.
They're doing it sideways.
Yeah, so they showed me how to do it, and I'm like, I'm gonna suck. I hold it how they tell me. I move my arms forward. The thing goes, dung, like perfect bullseye with the axe.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh my God, I felt like a rush from like just doing it. I had
Rush
to dress up.
sketch.
I had to dress up like Geddy Lee, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So they do this tournament with all the cousins and the uncles and everything. And for some reason, I eke out all these uncles and cousins. Like they keep like having like air shot, like where they miss the target completely. I just get 1 point, they get 0, and I win. And this keeps happening. I think I get until like go against the people who built the thing and they destroy me with the underhanded shots or whatever. So because I went so far in the tournament, they're like, all right, so we're gonna do teams now. We did an individual, so we're gonna do teams. Since Andrew was second, he's gonna be a team captain. I'm like, what? So
People you never met.
I had been hanging out with them for 3 days, but I know absolutely nobody's name. There's so many people. I don't know anybody's name, and I gotta say,
Oh my God.
Bill, come over here. I know
And they all
nobody.
look around.
They all look around. Who? So I'm like, I cannot. I've been with these people too long where I can't just guess names because I have some ballpark ideas. So there's this guy, this uncle who we drove to the place with, and her dad was telling me a story where he was the older brother and he would walk around and he would always say, "I'm Wally. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. I'm Wally." And then they would always fight because I guess he thought he was the greatest or something. I don't remember, but this guy was so bad at axe throwing.
But you did. But you only knew
He
his
was the
name.
only one I knew his name. I go, he's the greatest. Let's get Wally. He's my
Right.
first pick, and then everyone's like, huh? This guy?
Now, can I make a guess here?
What?
First, I have one question. How many people on the team?
I think it was like 5 each. It was like 10 people altogether.
So here's what I guess you did. You picked Wally. and
Uh-huh.
then asked Wally who he thinks you should pick.
That's
So
exactly
he
it.
would.
That's exactly it. And that was my plan all along. I was like, I'll get like a beachhead here with Wally.
This is the best. This is the best strategy I've ever heard for not knowing people's names.
So I go to Wally. Who do you think we should get next? And he goes, Steve. I think it's Steve. And I go, Steve. And I don't even look at him. I don't know who that is. Somebody steps up.
Okay, that's Steve.
That's Steve. All right, great. I hope I'll remember that.
Oh
And then
man.
I'm like, and then Steve and them talk, and they say another name, and then there's this one guy left. I'm like, all right, you're with us. I don't even say his name. Don't know what it is.
So you got the worst group, but
Worst group. We
but
lose
nobody
so,
knows.
We lose so bad. And Steve is Wally's brother, so I think Steve wanted his brother on our team.
Oh man.
Oh,
So funny.
So funny. Of course we lost horribly. Wally, throws the axe and it hits a cow in the face.
Well, you don't have to know that cow's name.
No, he ate it.
Oh man, that is the best thing ever.
Brutal. So yeah. So I thought you might like my little strategy there.
I love it so much, and I mean that's straight out of a movie. That's the funniest thing I've heard. Oh man.
Yeah, the fear that gripped me when they said, "Oh, you're the captain," because the whole time I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?"
I can't think of another way for you to get by without having to know their names unless you said, "All right, who thinks they should be on my team?" And they raise their hand, and you go, "Your hand came up first."
I was
Like-
thinking also like my alternate plan would be to grab somebody in arm's length. Oh, you're with me. But then like
Oh, see, I pictured them lined up, and you're
there are, yeah. I have to walk over there. This is the only thing that could have worked.
oh man, and they think you're a bad picker, but really you're a genius.
Yeah, and I felt bad for the two guys that were last. It's a horrible system. The picking, people are like, I'm last, even though it's axe throwing, it's completely useless.
Yeah, but for every man for himself. Nobody knew your anxiety, so you got through that no scars.
And what's funny is like I could care less if I'm last picked and if I win the axe thing. These people
Yeah.
really cared. They were the farmers. That's their bread and butter is throwing axes against the wall. It's like
I feel like competitiveness is not a trait of an anxious person. Because you want everyone to like you, you're not gonna be like, "What the hell?" Or,
Well,
so much confrontation.
You want to be good when there's the pressure on. You don't want to let your team down. That's
Right. Sure.
Even though I wouldn't have. So like if I was the last one to have to throw an axe and everyone's like, "You got to make it,"
That's true.
I'd choke or whatever. But yeah, the being picked last, I wouldn't. I cared about that in high school. I don't think I would care about that now, especially in an axe throwing environment.
At this point, I don't even want to be picked.
Yeah, really.
I'm hoping they pick the cow with the axe in its face. Oh man. Wow. Well, we got to wrap it up, and I also can't follow that story. That's so great.
Yeah, I thought you might like this one.
I love that story so much. That's got to be a sketch or something. I don't know how you do it, but that's so funny. Oh man. Well, thank you everybody. I'm sorry. I'm still amazed. I'm so impressed.
And then I told Maddie when we were like,
"Oh no, why'd you do that?"
I'm like, "Don't tell anyone."
Why'd you tell Maddie?
But by the time I'm out of there. Well, she told her dad. I'm sure her dad will tell her.
Oh God, what do you do now? I'm unimpressed.
Well, now I'm away from them. They can't throw axes at me now.
But they know. They're gonna remember.
No, don't. I mean, I don't think. Hopefully they'll forget this story. Oh, hopefully they don't listen either.
Yeah, good. Well, I don't think they get reception out there.
They only get ham radio.
Spam radio.
Our beef radio.
Beef radio. Oh man. All right. Thank you everybody for listening. This one was fun. Good to see you, buddy. Have fun in LA. I can't wait to hear all about it. And is there anything? A Patreon, $5 a month, bonus episodes. Please rate, review, share the podcast. We got a lot of good, exciting things coming up. And these riffs are so fun. How are you not sharing this podcast? Share the podcast. It's so fun.
Share the pod.
We love you guys, and thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Sweet. Let's do the intro.
Alrighty.
3, 2.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to a great episode of Panic Attacking, the podcast where we talk about anxiety and comedy. I'm Andrew Chavone.
And I'm Steven Rogers.
This one is a fantastic episode. They're all good, everybody. But this one is just back to me and Steve. We took a break from the guests to give you a catching up of our anxiety over the past month. I talk about visiting relatives of the in-laws, I guess, and in farmland. I don't want to give too much away, but it's at the end.
Yeah, I get into my bad technology anxiety, and basically, I just have it. You can tell how much fun I'm having seeing Andrew one-on-one for the first time in a bit.
Yeah, it was great to see each other again. We also talk about the anxiety of, a follow-up anxiety story where I gained the courage to say, I need to use the bathroom. And
yes, I talk about my Airbnb anxiety and a fun audience interaction, which I think led to a listener.
Yeah, so if you're listening, hello. We give a couple listeners shout outs on this one. So thanks everyone for listening. Thanks everyone for sharing. Check out the video free now on YouTube, youtube.com/c/panic attacking, our Patreon, bonus episodes a month. I think we might have to do one more this month. And
Yes.
then what else? Oh, like, subscribe, review us on iTunes, please. We got a couple good reviews we posted on our Instagram. Whatever new review we get, we'll post on there as well. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the music.
Stay tuned.